We are live. Let's do it.
Okay, so welcome back after a series of unfortunate events. We had to postpone the session for today. But right now we have. Let's get a recap of what happened last time in the World Tree. In Chapter 18, The Eye of the Storm, Idun's island is the only hope for Arlen, as legends speak of the island being so pure that it will cleanse the corruption within Arlen. The journey is not easy, as the storm proves to be one of their many obstacles for this journey. The ship continues its way to Idun's island, with multiple interactions from the crew and the party, you guys getting your own I guess OJT, or you guys getting like some sort of apprenticeship under some of the crew, right? You guys interact with them. You guys have dinner. You guys have rum. You guys get closer within the crew, and June kind of almost kills a man with ray of sickness. Next is Asger. Yeah, you chose to meet up with Captain Davy and after a talk about if I recall, you guys were talking about
the danger,
the danger, and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you essentially chose to help up with the night shift. And as you were on the crow's nest, you spot a storm on the horizon. As protocol would say, you tell the crew, and the crew adjusted their way to move away from the storm. Like they choose to go to the left and just go around it. As you were still far away enough, but as the ship begins to move to the left, the storm like follows, like it goes literally in front of you. And as you see that knacks something within your brain. Legends said, stories from other sailors said there's this one time a storm would follow and they never let them out. And after a few more minutes of just trying to think of what it is, you remember of something called Serpent of the Storm, where if you get to the eye of the storm, you see the source of this moving phenomenon. And essentially, as you get into the storm, everyone gets ready to hide the sails. You keep going through, and eventually you get to the eye of the storm to see this massive, gargantuan serpent in the middle of the eye of the storm. And you guys had to fight it to get out of the storm. You fight it, and you've damaged it enough for the serpent believe to cut its losses and just go away. And even the water creatures you guys fought chose to run away as well with the serpent.
Yeah, you better run.
And as the serpent runs away, the storm follows with it. And you guys stand in the ship seeing the damages and loss of the crew. About, if I recall, 16 or 17 men were lost that day.
Yes.
As you had to make basically a sailor's funeral, where you get an extra rowboat, you put the bodies in there, and you sail them into the sea, as that is where they will belong and go back to death. So, Rangers gave a quick ritual or some sort of prayer for them, and to find their way to either Valhalla or Folkvanger, either of the two. And you guys, and after that, Captain Davy looks off to the distance, a bit more determined to finish this in their stead. So we are where we left off, and you guys are, at least, if I remember correctly, you're still 2 days away from 2 days away from the location of Idun's island. So you guys have time. But as of now, the ship is in disarray. Like the sails are broken down. There's splinters everywhere, and Captain Davy just looks to his men and says, "All right, guys, men. I know it's a very sad day for our losses, but it's time to move on. Get the sails fixed. Clean up all the blood. Make sure everything is clean and no one will slip. And let's do that for the day." And the men just start getting to work. And Captain Davy looks to you four, and says, "I hope you guys are not too tired to help us out."
Of course not.
Not gonna ahead, sure.
Warren is fine.
Yeah.
Alright,
get work.
and
question.
yeah.
We leveled up So does that mean like we like heal up to full, or like do people still need healing?
No, you still need long rest to do that. It's not like a JRPG where you level up and then you get all your stuff back.
All right.
Yeah, I wish it was like that. It wasn't.
Nope, not gonna happen like that. Nope.
I was gonna crack a prayer of healing to like get people like topped up again, but I wasn't sure if like if you take a long rest, I'll just heal up like this one.
Yeah, okay, I get you. I mean, for flavor, you can do prayer of healing so people are a bit more reinvigorated and they're less tired. You know, like heal their fatigue in that sense. If you want to do that. All right, so I assume you probably go like to the center of like the ship, and you probably tell the captain just give them a break for a bit so that you can make them feel more energized. And you stand in the center. You get like all of the necessary components out. You put your hands together, pray to the Valkyrie, and when you do this like prayer, like you put your hands together, and usually when you pray, you have these thoughts in your minds, these concepts, and you think of herself, the Valkyrie, spreading her wings around the ship and covering the crew, and it goes into this like golden glow. And you do this for if I recall 10 to 15 minutes for the prayer of healing. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So you think of this image in your hand of Earth's ring surrounding you and the golden energy swirling around. When eventually, as 10 minutes pass, prayer of healing heals everyone, and you see the men like you see that their old wounds and you see that their sweat kind of goes away. Like any form of fatigue, like muscle strain or things like that, seems to go away, and they are good as new. And you see that the men just like look very surprised, like they're looking at their hands, looking at their feet, and they nod and they get to work. And Davey was in the ritual as well, and he nods and he says, "All right, that should help a lot. Thank you."
No problem. So I'm here to help.
Right.
I'm gonna during the time where Rangus is trying to heal everyone, I'm just gonna help with the broken stuff, and I'm gonna ask you know Our Lady to help if she has mending spells to speed up the process.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got mending like
I know Rangus has mending. Let me check if Valda has.
Yeah, because Rangus is preparing the spell, so I thought.
No, Civ doesn't have mending.
Okay.
You see, Civ like he looks well. Unfortunately, I do not have mending.
All right, then let's do it the old-fashioned way. And I'm starting to pick up the broken parts, trying to do some woodwork. It was like carpenter's work, but it's not perfect, but it's just trying to make the ship whole. That's it.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll for anything to to help the ship?
You're trying to like fix things together. Yes. I assume to fix things. Let me double check.
Yeah.
With that.
As I recall, there are a few stuff that are broken, like some chambers that are busted open by the storm, and the sea. Well, what were they? The monsters that emerged from the sea.
Yeah, the creatures. But you have to remember the serpent kind of like ram some parts of the ship.
Yeah,
so
that's also really bad.
The sails are really damaged, so you need to fix those. I guess for what to roll, I'll either let it be survival or if you're moving stuff around, but it's up to you. Survival's more of like tying things together and doing it the old-fashioned way,
What's the other one?
Athletics, because you're moving stuff around.
Okay, I'll try athletics. It's higher. It's like maybe it's better. 19, not bad.
Yeah, you move stuff around and you get all the necessary like spare wood you can. Like, during the fight, these like some wood fell into the ocean, and you kind of when there's no more wood to get from like on the ship itself, you kind of like doff your armor, like you take it off. Okay. And you dive into the sea, get any like basically shipwreck wood, get it, you go back up and you get the necessary wood to help mend and to help fix the ship, and you go back, boom, you get the ship, you get some necessary wood, you put them in the center and you see them the men that are the ones tying the sail together, trying to fix it. Rangus, you are going to be the one that's going to just keep mending, right?
Yeah, basically. I do believe that with mend, and I'll give it a read here.
It's very like small fixes, but
Yeah.
I believe you can just keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like it's by foot, like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a tiny spot, but we can hold some stuff in place. Like we got a broken, sail. We can just hold it in place, and while you do your
You'll just
trick,
spend it.
and just mend it by parts. So that should work.
Yeah, the idea is like it takes a minute to like cast, and it's like instant, and like it's a foot by minute essentially.
So it's all right.
Yeah.
Like,
So, essentially, what happens is that as you go getting spare wood, while you see the men creating some sort of assembly line to go towards Rangus with the mending. So, like, they hold it in place, and then Rangus is like, after a minute, bang, mending, and then you go into the next one.
Yeah.
So it basically is like assembly line of fixing stuff with mending.
Yeah.
Orin, what are you gonna do?
Orin is actually going to rest because he was dragged through the ocean by a monster.
Yeah. He took a lot of damage last round, so
He did not.
Yeah.
He did not have an easy fight.
yeah.
Yeah, understandable. You can go rest. So you kind of walk through. You see Davy like give you an understanding nod as you're gonna go rest. You deserve it.
Plus,
nods towards
it's
the
not
direction.
like we don't have already one member who's resting, who hasn't shown his
That's
face
true.
for the entire fight.
That's
Damn it.
True. That's true. And you go downstairs back to the
I'm gonna go Arlen.
No, not
hold
Arlen. Our friend.
Adrian.
Yes. He hasn't
And
been
you
around.
go through, and you see that there's actually, as you walk through the hallway and go to like the quarters, you see that a few men kind of aren't working. Like they seem to be, I guess, grieving in some sense, as some of them are just lying down. You even hear one room have sobbing within it, as the loss was taken pretty hard. And you go back to your room and you rest, right? So as the hour passes by, because you guys fought through the night, it's now morning, and at this point it's the afternoon, and it's time where you probably get your lunches and your food, and you see that oh my gosh, wait, let me double check something.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question. Who has I'm not smart. Anyway, who has the names that I put for the ship members again?
The names? I don't.
Yeah,
think,
'cause-
got names.
I don't think you ever gave that to us.
No, I mean
You mean the
no,
NPCs?
I mean like the NPCs, like the surgeon, the first mate.
No, and I don't think you ever mentioned. Well, you did mention it once, but I don't think we ever put it down.
Okay.
Because
so
Davy
if
is the one we frequently talk to.
okay. So for the surgeon, if I remember, it's Rebecca. Rebecca, like, she's doing her best, like healing the necessary injuries. But the prayer of healing helped a lot, so she didn't have to do much.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's like 21 health and
yeah.
healing. Like, if anyone wants to take that, by all means, take it.
yeah, but now she's more concerned of like the well-being of the crew members, getting the food, water ready as it's time. You see that a few men kind of drag out food,
Mm-hmm.
and you see, interestingly, they don't get out the rum.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
and you see that they just have the food ready, like across, and the men just start eating for lunch, and you see Davy grab his own and like stay off beside the helm.
Okay.
And for the people that are staying within the rooms, Rebecca and an assistant would like go to your rooms, give you food. So or in here and knock on the door, like.
All right. I will stumble out of bed and open it up.
You see, the middle-aged Rebecca with brown hair, has a collection of food, essentially, and there's like some few fruits, meats, and breads, and she hands it over to you, and she says, "Well, here's a few extra ones for I guess for the most valuable crew member."
Orange just gonna give a little laugh and he's gonna say, "Yeah, for the man who was dragged through the water, trying to dry all that stuff out."
And she nods and she says, "Make sure to rest well. If there's anything you need, I'll be in my quarters." And she leaves with the rest and gives the rest of the food to the men staying in the room.
All right, Oren will eat it and then go back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so back on the deck. Yeah, Asger, you go get your food. Essentially, it's the same collection of fruits and meats and breads from last time for dinner.
Alright.
And yeah, there's still no rum. So you guys, so yeah, all of the men start going into their own groups while you two just eat. Probably, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
will be eating. Well, after we finish patching up the most important part of the ship. Because, you can't sail in a critical condition like ours. It's dangerous.
Yeah, at this point, with the mending and with all the wood you got, you're able to get the sail to an operational state, but not to the point where it's optimal.
Okay.
You guys are moving. I'll just say that. Yeah. You guys are moving.
Which is better than before. So,
Yeah.
I will definitely rest for a bit. Just like, we just been through a harsh fight, and it's pretty exhausting, both on, mentally and physically. So, I'm actually gonna take a little nap before I go to eat. Rangers can do whatever she wants.
Where are you gonna take a nap?
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like, just
Okay.
Asgard was like, just give me 30 minutes, and just passed out on the table.
Where I'm asking. Oh, okay. So
he was sitting around the dining table, but just passed out on the table.
yeah. So you're at the
bowl.
You're at the hold, and basically where people generally eat, and like you're on the table, and that some men are not everyone is going to take a nap, but you see that the people that like had to go through the night shift like are back in their quarters, and you see others are eating. Eventually, like you're putting your arms across on the table and hearing the rhythmic clattering of of food being eaten, and metal spoons and forks like being placed up and down the table and two wooden plates. Essentially, it's kind of like some sort of lullaby, as just it's rhythmic in a sense, and you just eventually like close your eyes and get to a nap. Rangris, you do spot Asger like just fading off and going to sleep like 30 minutes. And then
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, just passed out. Doom.
yeah.
One sleepy boy.
What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna eat, or?
I mean, after everything's said and done, it's gonna take 2 days to get there, anyways. So, I mean, I'll rest when I need to rest, like, unless I'm, like, exerting myself at this point. Otherwise, like, Brennigus does offer any help she can do, like, for as much as he is a healer, like, she's not shy of doing any, like, manual labor. So, like, if stuff still needs to be fixed, she has, like, a bunch of tools in her bag of holding to help out. And just kind of, like, just alleviate any of the, stress, essentially, of, like, the crew and stuff like that. To make sure that, like, they're not, like, overworking themselves.
Yeah.
Like, if you need heavy lifting and like that, like, she'll be there. She has stuff she can do to help.
Alright, so, I guess for lunch, would you say, like, you would go around the crew, check how they're doing?
Yeah, basically, like, both physically and mentally, too. Like, as much as I drop, like, a bomb-ass heal, like, I do want to make sure that, like, hey, by the way, like, are you okay? Like, a quarter, like, a third of your crew just kind of, like,
True healer.
Does, yeah. Basically.
Okay, so, I guess I'll just describe this in detail. You're, right now, like, you see that there's at least, like, 3 different tables. The one with Asger, there's, like, at least 2 men there. And, you see that both of them are actually, two of them are dwarves, and they seem to be brothers. Like they both have they both have similar hair, similar beard, and you see that they're eating. While onto the left table, there's these crew of human males, a very differing sizes actually. One there's this completely buff dude as well that you recognize as the first mate that helped Orin learn about the riggings and stuff like that. And you see that the other men there, one is lanky, very skinny, bald as well, but he seems like has this air about them of confidence and assurance. And the other two seem to be under those two, they're assistants of them essentially. And then off to the side, it seems to be a more common, not really common, more of the, what you call it, basically the grunts. Yeah, on the general side, they don't really have a table. They just either standing up or sitting down, and they're all eating. And there's this one group that seems has taken the most. They seem very down. While others are more solemn and serious, these ones look like they actually have sorrow within their eyes. So which one do you want to interact with first?
Let me talk to that very obviously sad man there, see how he's holding up, because yeah.
Yeah, so this person, as you go through you see them, you see that there's three guys surrounding him, but the one sitting down is has dark blonde hair. It's looking downward, and you see, he doesn't really look good. While the other three men just look towards you and says, "Oh, hello. If it weren't for you and your friends, I don't think we'd make it through that one."
I mean, thank you. For sure. But yeah, what do I say to this guy? No, thank you. I do appreciate that. But even then, if it wasn't for you guys actually taking initiatives to come out and go along with this, we wouldn't be on our way to help a friend here. But I do feel some responsibility to the heavy toll that was taken in order to get to the island. So I just want to make sure is everything okay with you? I am a healer of air, and even though my magic is to heal wounds physically, we do know that there are some wounds that magic cannot heal. So are you okay in general?
You see that the men look at each other, and you see that off to the left, the person having an arm around his friend sitting down. It's well, you see, this one lost his little brother in the fight. Yeah, he lost his little brother. His name was Daniel. He didn't make it, and this older brother and him joined around the same time. So they've been together on this adventure for quite some time, and I guess this is sadly where they part. And you see that the man sitting down, blonde hair, is just trying. It seems like he's trying to keep it in and keep himself composed right now in front of you. And one of the other men, just standing up, the one that said hello first, is well, honestly, this is what the job entails for, really. Honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way, as we all didn't really have a future. It's Captain Davy that gave us, essentially, life. No one really gave us a chance except for Captain Davy, so we do what we must.
Well, the captain's a good man. And for each and every soul that has passed on here, you can, I can guarantee that air will guide them to Valhalla. They have been the most, brave men, even if the future was snuffed out and cut short. You can guarantee, their afterlife is going to be one that is deserving of what bravery they've shown here. But even then, and take it from me, it's not something you can get used to. Don't harden your hearts to this. And you know, like it's okay to let it go. Like I'm gonna put a shoulder on a guy who's like just on the verge of like probably busting out. Like it's okay. Like you can let it out and cry. Like that kind of release is helpful. Trust me. If you need your time alone, like by all means, like return to your room and take some time to kind of like let this like dwell inside. Like a great warrior in your life has passed, and better now to let that heal than to let it dwell inside you with, and you know, risk forming regrets of like what you could have done and what you could have possibly changed at the time. You know?
Yeah. The person like having his head down. His name is he looks up and yeah, you see that there's this small like hint of agony in his look, but you see that he puts his plate down while his food, and he just says I promised our mom that I would always take care of Daniel, my brother, and now after the fight, I've lost him. But I know he'll be at the better place. I mean, having drinks in Valhalla sounds like a very great idea. But the loss is there. I just need time. And you see that he stands up and he kind of pats his friends, and he looks towards you and says, thanks for checking up on me, I guess, and the crew. I'm gonna just be alone for a bit. And he walks off to like his quarters.
Of course.
And you see all the three men just nod towards you and like it's like, well, thanks for the checkup, but I think it's time for us to go back to our work.
Alright.
Alright, it's nice talking to you personally. We don't really get talk much to the guests, you know, usually when we escort them. Much less they care about us, so it's a nice change of pace. And
shucks.
oh, sorry.
No, like seriously, like shucks. So like, I think people need to talk to you guys more. I've never had better drinking buddies before this, so you know, like they're missing out.
Oh, when you mentioned drinking, like you see one of them like nod immediately and smiles like, yeah, that's a good idea. And it's like, once we go back to land and we meet again, let's have a good drink.
Mm.
Oh, have you tried this Ragnarok thing from Ravendal? I've heard of it.
I didn't get to finish it.
Oh, you tried it?
Yeah, but then now I'm here, so you know. No, but you know what? Good, because then at least like when I get back, I'll have it with some friends. So you know, I'm still sour, but as all things go, they will pass and they will come again. Like my virtue will be rewarded, hopefully. But yeah. If if anything else, like I'll be on top deck, like helping out the others. If you need me, like you know where to reach me. I do offer any confession. You know, she kind of put like lists out like she can offer confessionals as well, or like just honestly just therapy at that point, just to like have someone to talk to about something like that. And she's gonna like go back upstairs if there's something else they want to talk about.
Oh
basically.
Yeah. The men go back to their work, but before they leave, like he nods and he says, I'll tell the men if they need I'll tell my friends if they need to, if they're in the same or similar situation as Darren. Darren's the older brother, by the way. Is they can go talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't completely trust everyone that gets on, but you seem like a nice lady, so I'll spread the word. And so with that in mind, so I know Asger's asleep. I know Orange is asleep.
Correct.
Them sleepy boys.
Yep.
Can both of you roll me a d20? Like, it's not a check. Just roll me a d20, both of you.
Okay, cool. D20. A 5.
15.
Oh, that equals 20. No, just kidding.
That equals 20!
What if it worked that way?
It's a natural 20 if you add them together.
Yes.
Yo, anyway, I'll do Asger's one for Asger. You see that as you're trying to sleep, you you kind of, someone like taps you on the shoulder as you're sleeping, and
5 more minutes.
oh, and then you see,
Yeah, that's all I said.
yeah, he's like, and then you guys say 5 more minutes, and then you hear Captain Davy's voice like, well, sorry about that then, and he goes like to another table and like he sits down with them.
Yeah, I'm still sleeping, just like.
Open mouth drooling down.
Yes, that's basically it.
And Orion, you have a dream.
Oh.
Ooh.
The dream is here's how it goes. Where let me look for appropriate music for this actually.
What kind of music are you looking for?
Very it's just very light, very
Angelic?
something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Something of that sort, yeah.
Something like,
Listen to that for a moment and tell me what you think.
where, oh,
No, he's sending
It's
it
good,
to.
it's good, it's good.
Straight to the
So if you can play it for me, I'll appreciate it.
I'll play it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alright. You are in this ethereal darkness where nothing really comes. Where it seems the darkness goes to the horizon and never seems to end. You see, you're feeling both your hands, your body. You're not really on any sort of ground. You're just floating into this space. You're in this limbo of, like, nothingness. And you just can't see anything in the dark. But soon as what seems to be either second... sorry.
Not even with the dark vision?
You know, it's like, there's nothing to see in the dark, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm floating
Yeah, you're
in
just
an endless
floating.
void.
Yeah, you're floating in an endless void, and you don't know if it was seconds, minutes, or hours. Your sense of time seems to be distorted in this void, as essentially after an indescribable amount of time happens, suddenly water starts to pour in, and it seems like it pours in, and you float upwards. See that it seems like the ocean was made. And you see that you see like this resonant blue coming from the ocean, going away. Not going away, more like going around, going through the waves, going into the cycle of basically the ocean currents. And you float around some more, and as your body starts to move against your will towards a direction, and you go towards that direction, and essentially you go. After what seems to be 2 minutes of going fastly into this ocean, you go forward and forward, and then what happens is that suddenly from the ocean rises up an island of various greens and yellows, where it seems to be inhabited by life, and finally you land on the island and you can move.
Okay. I will pull myself onto the island. Do I have any equipment with me?
You have your normal equipment, so you have your Mjolnir Junior.
Okay. Good. So I have my armor, my hammer, everything. What else do I see on the island? Are there any trees?
Yeah, it's like
am I on a beach?
it's
Or
the way I can describe the island is that it's filled with nature, but not overly so. It's very balanced in the sense there's like a good ratio of trees and clear land, grass and sand. It's as if this island was it's like probably the perfect island. So towards Morton's center is where all the forests and trees, where you can see a mix of a jungle into a forest that seems like there's just like multiple like ecosystems just working together in this island.
Alright, then I'll go into the center of the island.
You walk to the center, you keep walking, and you pass through the grasses, the trees, and you see that as you're walking past by, there's multiple butterflies, multiple insects going around. None hostile to you, none really caring, actually, living their own lives. That you see different like foxes, squirrels going around and do this succession of like jumping from tree to tree, going from hole to hole. And you walk past by and it's all very serene as you finally go to the center and you see this lake of this very bright azure blue as you can see through it. It's so clean you can see the ground, as the ground of like the deep parts of where this lake ends at the bottom. It ends at 200 feet down and you can still see it clearly.
Oh boy. Is there like a leaf on the ground or something? I want to dip it into the water and see what happens.
Well, it depends. You're gonna grab a somewhat dead leaf, or you're gonna get like a healthy leaf. Huh? A live one.
Yeah.
You get a live one and you dip it into the water, and you get it from the lake. And you get it up, and nothing really happens to the leaf. But this allows you to have a closer inspection of the water. You see that within like the water, there's like this circling energy within it, like this bright blue that just swirls around this small like droplet of water onto the leaf.
Alright. Still not trusting it. Okay, time for plan B. Is there an animal I can catch?
There's a bunch of animals around. I mean, which one you gonna catch?
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can lead a fox to the water and make it drink. I know you can't do that with a horse, but maybe a fox will be different.
Okay, with the fox, I want you to... I mean, they saw a fox around, so you don't need to find one, but I just want you to roll animal handling.
Ooh.
To, like, lead it to the water.
Nope.
It's your furry asshole.
The fox is just like... the fox, like snippers about... and then looks towards you. And you try to, like, point towards the water, but then the fox is just not, like, left and right, like, moving his head left to right. It's like... and then he goes, like, somewhere else.
Wait. He could understand me.
You're a druid now.
Yeah.
You're a druid now!
Alright, I will start replacing my class levels immediately.
Yes. You become the
You
druid.
do know that that forecasters are some of the most overpowered classes in the game if they're played correctly, right, Justin? Just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Don't need to tell me.
Alright then, I will become a druid if you're ready for me to break the game.
I'm down. I'm down. If you want to become a druid, you can become a druid.
Multi-classing.
Jokes aside.
Yeah.
All jokes aside. Alright, so Orin is going to probably regret this. He is going to stick one bare finger into the water.
You still have your wounds from the battle, so you put your hand into the lake.
Not a hand, a finger,
A finger, right? You put a finger in. You see that as you put a finger in, the water kind of just follows your hand, and like eventually goes to your arm, and then heals a small wound into your arm.
Wait, what?
And then it goes back into the lake.
The water covers up your hand. Sick.
Like it tracks upward, and like defies physics and goes towards your wound and like heals you.
Okay, so
That's amazing.
am I looking at the Island of Idun?
You can deduce it might probably be the Island of Idun. And as you make that deduction, you roll a perception check actually.
You know, let's just get these load checks out of the way.
Get them out of the way. You're just a bit amazed by the whole idea of water just tracking to your hand, where it just follows. It feels nice, and you kind of let your guard down for once, despite against your
Judgment.
your
Like I said, I'm on Island of Idun, so I don't think that there's anything that's going to be hurting me here.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Though nothing explicitly exactly happens, suddenly, as you put your hand to the lake and you finally heal, you see that the island starts to shake. And the island, essentially, you start floating again. And it floats, you float, and then you see that the island it goes underneath. Like it starts going downward until the ocean consumes it again. And the island is beneath.
Can I make the deduction that the Island of Idun rises and sinks beneath the water based on this?
Probably,
Like
yeah.
in real life outside of the dream world.
Yeah. And as you float, essentially, then you kind of like rock your body, like you have this sudden jolt as you wake up, and then you're back on the bed.
So, right then, I'm going to get up and find Rangress right now.
Okay.
Alright.
So 30. I'll just say because the nap 30 minutes has passed. So
Alright, so I'm awake.
your
Okay,
nap is
cool.
done. Your nap is done.
Alright, I will be like, okay, I'm up. And I look around. Yeah.
Yeah. Orin, you make your way from the quarters as you try to look for Rangress. You see that Asger's like just woke up from his nap from the table.
Yep. Eyes half closed, half open. So, like, okay, I'm awake. Hey, weren't you sleeping or something?
Yes, I was. Where's Rangress?
I don't know. She was here before I went to sleep.
One of you see Captain Davy off to the side, like she's upstairs. No, sorry, wrong accent. She's upstairs. She's helping the men.
Anything wrong? You need more healing or something?
No, I just need to speak with her about the Island of Idun.
Wait, what? Okay. This
Go back to
sounds.
sleep.
But this sounds
And
important.
this is This is important. I need to speak with her. And then Oran's just going to leave. This is a bit urgent.
You need me to follow you?
No,
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
got my ammo with me. All right, I think I'll be fine until you join me.
yeah, sure.
All right, I'll give you a shout if I need you.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. And I turn to the captain. It's like, so, you were looking for me? I think I heard something before I, went to sleep.
And you see that he grabs his plate, goes towards your table, and I'm gonna stop this now because the dream sequence is done.
Yep.
He sits beside you and he says, "Well, just want to check something.
Okay.
Before we left, did you talk to the bartender?"
Yeah.
And what did you talk to him about?
Oh no, just pay him the hush money. You know, so that he wouldn't talk to anyone about the exchange and everything.
Good idea. He's a man of his word. That's why I go to this tavern, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Why? What's the problem?
It's just that now, with how the seas are and how I brought you, by association, that means I am your accomplice. And if the pirate queen finds out, then
She won't.
my crew is gonna be hunted.
She won't. I actually, with what they describe, with what the information I gather, I was a bit stressed going back to the old turf, but now I realize that they might have their own problems to deal with. So I don't really think I'm their priorities right now. I was a little bit scared, sure, but now come to think of it, yeah. As long as we don't, bump into them face to face, it should be fine. Yeah.
And you see that at this point, you see that Captain Davy looks it's very contemplative as looking off to the side and looking back to you. It's obvious that you five, your crew guys are special. There's something different. Guys are a collection of capable people, and with how the world is right now, I need to pick the right side. Are you affiliated with any organization? Kingdom, state?
Raise one of my eyebrows and it's like, well, before I disclose any of this, what do you mean by picking sides?
Right now,
protection or something?
Right now, my crew is just a crew. Nothing much, right? But we won't be able to survive what's happening. I've been actually, ever since this whole dog year crisis started, I've been looking for some sort of kingdom organization to be under and serve, so that we may be protected. But the Stark Kingdom falls into anarchy, Ravendal into inaction, and another kingdom falls. And as of now, it seems like I can't pledge myself to any of the pirate crew, as they would take advantage of my crew and we'll just be sent to our deaths.
Yeah, you'll probably be their pawns. And yeah.
So I'm looking for an organization to trust.
You know
and
what?
Right now,
have you ever heard of Sons of Thunder?
Yes, led by Modi and Magni.
Yes, perhaps the biggest group on the whole plane as of now. We have connections to that. So if it's protection you're looking for, maybe we can put in a few words. Well, I know one of my members can put in a few words.
Yeah, but he says, he nods, and that will help a lot. Right now, with how things are going, I think there's very little reason to go pirating and hunt for treasure now. We need protection, and we need to do what we need to do. I need to keep my men safe.
Alright, then, well...
He gives you like a pat on the back, and he says, thanks.
Yeah. That's
just a few words is worth this journey.
Yeah, that's the least we can, well, compensate your trouble.
He nods, and he goes back to the rest of his crew.
Yep.
And
I will finish eating and then go back to my chamber.
Yeah. Then Oren, you kind of climb on the ladder, you get back to the deck, and you see Rangris mending more stuff, as you see a few men like Rangus, you're actually like kind of chatting more and more with the men as you're getting used to them, and they're getting used
yeah.
and
Like also, sorry, go ahead.
oh yeah, one of the men is like, hey, there was this one time Darren like drank a lot with his brother, and then his brother was still very young, so he got him a drink, and Daniel was absolutely wasted, and this one time where once he got that drunk, there's this very old woman in the bar, like not even good looking, and Daniel was like, Darren, help me out, and then he's telling you stories of like drunken adventures and stuff like that. And Amorin, you do see Rangris off the you see Rangris over there. Rangris, you also notice Orin get out of the hold essentially, and I assume you just straight walk up to Rangris and
oh hey, tough guy.
I was gonna walk up and say, Rangris, I need to ask a few questions.
Oh yeah, sure. She's talking while she's going, like, her mending is now like on assembly line mode, where like she's doing the motions, but she's not paying attention because she just knows like what she's doing. Like she has an effective area where things are mended. Yeah. Like place it here, it'll mend. Nice. So she's like kind of just hands out, like looking at her buddy, like, "What's up, tough guy? I can't move right now, so for the secret, you might want to wait a little bit, but like otherwise, like
you see the men's like, we can move away a bit, and they kind of just distance themselves away, and they like walk off.
First, well, here's the first thing: mending has a verbal component. So unless you're using the verbal component in between talking, you're kind of just going through the motions at this point.
Yeah.
It's like
again, you're trying to have a normal conversation, then you have to say mending. Okay, yeah. I did the verbal component. You have to like go between the conversation.
No, I get it. Like, it's like at the end of every sentence, like, oh no, yeah, man, go ahead, mend. So what do we talk about, mend? So hey, mend. So
nice. Hey, mending, tough, mending, guy, mending, how, mending, mending.
Like at least it's every minute, so like more or less you'll be like,
1 minute mend, 1 minute mend, that's all.
Alright, Orin's going to say, what exactly do you know about the Island of Idun?
Well, let me think. DM, what do I think?
No, you know that it's full of nature, and it's an island, and it's gonna help Arlen.
Alright, so here's right now.
Just a heads up, right? It's because there's not much knowledge on Idun's island itself. It's just right now only like stories and legends. Anything that's technical is not really known to you. You only know the location and the map.
Yeah, so let me convey it.
So you know legends about the island. You know legends about the island, right?
Yeah, of course. For as much as we dug into it, Eden's Island is, honestly, really quite literally like cloaked in mystery. We found the map out of pure happenstance, and all I know is its amazing healing properties, and that I had to ask Gimme from it herself to make sure that we're okay with landing there. But other than that, though, mending, just not much else I know. Why?
I was going to say, because I think I may have had a premonition. Let's call it a premonition for now. That the Island of Idun rises and sinks beneath the waves. Does your legend say anything about that?
Your history, if you want to figure out.
Yeah, let me give it a go.
Religion. If that's your proficient at religion.
I got both, so either way.
Oh, history then. History's more suited.
Ooh, wait.
There are rare, very, very, like, now that Orion mentions it, there are these very rare instances of stories that, like in a poem that describes Idun's Island, there is one line that says, wait, sorry.
It's okay.
For if you do not know that it falls beneath the waves, your journey is going to eventually end in vain.
Ooh.
Oh well, that's succinct.
We need once we get to the island we're doing, we need to get what we can board fast.
I see what you mean now. Yeah, we're not lollygagging there. Like, we'll get what we can get. I did promise the crew, like, their fair share of the waters we find there, but as long as we look a straight line to where we have to go to, we should be fine. Hopefully, yeah.
Here's the thing. I know that it's based on what you said and my premonition. I know it sinks beneath the waves, but I don't know how much time elapses between it rising and it sinking. It could sink every evening and rise every morning. It could be like a once in 100 years kind of deal. It could be tied to the phases of the moon for all I know. Ooh. All I know is that it will eventually sink, so we cannot afford to lollygag on the island. That means everything we do at once.
The most interesting thing is, how does the animal survive? I don't know.
They're magic.
They're magic.
They don't.
But they're a fox.
They drown when the island sinks, and they're brought back to life when the island rises again.
What the?
It's magic. Deal with it.
Hey, tough guy, question. Did you get a good look at the island?
A bit of it, yes. I think I know exactly where to find the waters of Idun.
Oh, that's perfect. No, like, on a character, but I was thinking to, like, well, I kind of forgot that in order for, like, the little teleport, we need like an item from that place, not like an image of it. I was like, oh man, that'd be smart just to be like, what does that look like? All right, let's go. And then they get it, but like, nah, like, all right, yeah. I felt like you actually needed a thing that might.
Do you want to abandon these people?
But that was on a character. Like, that was.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying. Do you want to abandon the crew that we've hired?
Nah.
Okay. All right. So no, then in that case, I know where the water is. I can lead you there.
Wow. Yeah, that's really strangely specifically useful too. Like, how did you? Huh.
Well, let's just say I've had some interactions with the gods already, and he's going to just drum his fingers lightly on the head of Mjolnir Jr.
Oh, little battle buddy. Okay, all right, man. I will definitely leave that to you, Mending. Oh yeah, pass it around though. Like, let the others know. Honestly, like, now that I know, maybe if we combine our knowing, it'll stay a lot longer. But it's gonna take 2 days to get there.
I will actually inform the captain that we've been examining the legends of the island, and we have reason to believe that it will sink after a certain amount of time. So when we get there, he can't afford to waste time. He gets as much water as he can from the island before it sinks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so who's gonna tell the captain? Orin?
Yes.
Alright.
I will.
You go back into the hole and see that Asgir's gone from his table. He went back to his quarters, it seems like. You see that Captain Davy's done. He's fixing up his plate and everything. And he looks at you and he nods and waves hello. It's like,
alright.
Yes.
I just want to say, Davy, we were examining I went to speak with Rangris about the legends of the Island of Idun, and we have reason to believe that every so often it sinks beneath the waves for a certain amount of time. We don't know how long it sinks beneath the waves for. We don't know when it will sink beneath the waves. But once we find the island, we need to find the island. You need to do what you're there for fast.
He nods and he's like, all right, there's been legends of certain islands sinking.
Likely preceded by an earthquake of some kind. So,
well, my question is, what if it's already sank when we got there?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right. Yeah.
You have like an anchor, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, have ropes
Yes.
that are long enough, as long as the anchor chain.
Yes. I see where you're going.
Location, and the island is already sunk. I will go down. I will simply hold my breath and go down to find out what happened with the island.
All right.
If you have any empty barrels, what you can do is you can send them down upside down, strap some heavy weights to it, and send it down upside down, and I can swim under to get a breath of fresh air.
Well, we do have a large iron bell.
Ooh.
Nice.
You know how
Medieval swimsuit.
Yes, I know. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, that's how he said. Yeah, we use those when to salvage some destroyed ships. Pretty sure we can use it here.
Awesome. We can do that. We pretend like we're salvaging destroyed ships.
No, then it's like that's the plan then.
All right. So there we go. We have our plan, and now we know what to do.
All right. So, Orin, what are you gonna do now?
Back to sleep.
You go back to your quarters. Go back to sleep. Gotta ask Asger. It's time for me to give you your runes.
Finally! I've been waiting for this for so long. Yes. Sweet.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, here's the runes. What do they say? It says YOUAREA. Hey!
Okay. As you go back to your room, you go straight to the table with the runes on it, and then suddenly you have this epiphany after having that fight. Like something just changes where the runes make sense, and like the lining just looks familiar and looks quite, you could say.
Can I say can I say that I saw it on the serpent? Like some linings, the outline that they look similar to what they, when the serpents move, it's just kind of like you get the sense of some stuff from the other stuff. That's all.
Yeah. You kind of the dragon, like when you're fighting with the serpent, kind of like does this thing where it looks familiar to a rune, like the lightning kind of shows up again. So here's the runes that you know, and I'm looking for the
list.
And you get the rune of protection.
Ooh,
nice. You got that a long time ago from searching Alphen.
Yeah.
And one is from Berku or Bekut.
Yeah.
And it's related to fire, so it's Kaunen. So basics, you get the rune Kaunen. You have the PDF, right?
Yes.
This is your list.
I have.
So you know what I'm talking about. You got 3 runes from the circle from the source before. You get Hagalaz, which is the Niflheim one, and then you get Isaz, one with necrotic.
Yeah.
And then you get, let me double check it. I'm looking for the Gaz, the expectation and new beginnings.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Let me just put down. Sorry. There are so many of them. Hagalaz. All right, that's third one. And okay, Kunan. That's fourth. That's from the fire. So. Let me check. It was new beginning, the gas, and the final one will be the. I'm gonna post it on the channel so that you will see if I get it right. Because sorry, it was a little bit fast.
Yeah, just post what you had.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are your runes as you look.
Sweet. Hold on. I still like the final one. Okay. There's only 5. What's the last one? Sorry. Says.
These essentially feel the power from these runes now, and you can use them.
Okay. Sorry. There's a last one. I can't remember which one.
The last one is the new beginnings. It's the gas.
I think I already put it on the gas.
That because that's the last one I said.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's. I only listed 5. You said 6.
Oh yeah, you get 6. All right.
Yeah.
Then, if that's the case,
No. I think you said 6, but I think I missed one because you were saying a little bit fast. I wasn't putting it down.
do you have a Saz? Do you have Hagalaz? Okay. Did you post it?
Yeah. I posted in the campaigns channel,
Okay.
so you can see it in our row 20.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, my roll 20. Okay.
Oh.
Saz was okay.
I'm gonna copy it to our channel.
You have Kanan. Yeah, you have Kanan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I only gave you 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the last one is this.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cool.
So, okay, good. Okay, you got.
Got all the
okay.
stuff.
So with all of that in mind, everyone's gonna go to sleep. Brangris, you're not in your chambers. You're still talking with the men. Is there anything in particular you want to do, or should we fast forward to essentially 2 days from now?
I'm good with fast forwarding. Nothing is really coming to mind that I want to do.
All right. So so we fast forward the 2 days. You guys finally fix the ship best to your ability. The men are a bit more jolly as days pass. The wound of casualties closes and heals a bit as time heals all wounds, and you finally you guys are in your the last day of the travel, and you see that everyone's up, they're ready. This is it. This is the end of the journey, the reward they're gonna get. Everyone's onto the ship, and you see Captain Davy is on the helm, saying to his men, "We're half an hour there, boys." And you see the boys see all the crewmen get readied up. They're getting riled up. They're all cheering, and then they start singing sea chanties, essentially, in a jolly manner. This is the end of the journey. They're happy, and just as a thing, throughout these 2 days, they haven't drank rum or alcohol.
Wait, what? For realsies?
They're gonna drink at the end to celebrate. They're not gonna drink because they're serious. Essentially, that's the mentality behind it. Because men died, they're serious now. They don't want to drink.
Okay, got it.
Because they don't want to drink without unless they're complete. They're not gonna drink, and only by the end of the mission will be they deemed complete again. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
That makes sense. I understand that, but I just wanted to say, just in a little technicality, they took every opportunity to drink. In addition to helping them.
Yeah, I know. It's very uncharacteristic.
Around their worries, and there's no kind of courage like battlefield courage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get what you're going with this.
Yeah, I
know. Your usual crew.
It's not your usual crew. I mean, I wish it was your usual crew, but I've grown detached, so I made them as special as they are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're not your usual crew, but oh, don't worry, they drink a lot. It's just that when people die, they're not that interested. It's a tradition thing, and you get 30 minutes pass. You go through, and finally. The thing is, at this point, a fog kind of rolls into the ocean. As this is weird. It's kind of off, and you guys keep sailing and sailing, and you see that Davy like calls out for the anchor, like, "Stop! It should be here." And Davy goes to the center as you guys are there as well, and says, I think he looks towards you, Orin, I think, and he says, I think it sank already.
Ah.
Right now the time is around afternoon, by the way.
Alright, Orin just want to say, what in the dream, do you know what time the
dream happened?
what time it was when the island rose in the dream?
It was all among like the same time, like when it rose, it was like morning, and then when it sank, it was still morning.
Oh.
Alright, nothing for it. Get the anchor ready. I'm going down.
Again?
Let's see what's at the bottom of this ocean.
Yeah, okay, the men like get the anchor, and then you get the iron bell, they toss it like over the ship. And
quick question, do they have like harpoons or something that I can borrow going down there? Because
yeah, they have weapons for underwater combat. They have a lot. They hand you a harpoon.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's just what, a spear?
Javelin, probably. Or trident, I guess. Because I don't think harpoon.
I'm looking for the most effective underwater combat weapon. Let me double check.
Well, the stuff won't hinder you is dagger, I think short swords, javelin, and trident. Because underwater combat is different.
Which one deals more damage, trident or a spear?
I think they deal. I think trident. Wait, I think trident is 1d6 as well. I don't think there's much difference.
No, they're the same. You get the spear essentially. They hand you over a spear.
Yeah.
Alright, I will take the spear then.
Let me just check. Hold on, let me just check quick.
No, yeah, I checked. They're both versatile, 1d8.
Okay.
So.
Then it's the same.
Can we also make sure that, if it does come up again, like just in case, like the ship isn't like directly over the island, because
not just stranded on a beach or something.
No, they position themselves like they can, as they realize that it's not here, they kind of move like a bit, like they turn the ship around and then like rotate. Then you're a bit back. You're back off now. You know, Captain Davy's not gonna get more casualties here.
Yeah.
Alright, so I am ready. Orin is going to actually take off his chainmail, and he's just going to go down shirtless and just with a pair of pants on.
Hold on. Let me check something. Wait.
I'm going to give you some guidance.
Yeah, mage armor. Let's see if that could help. Yeah, well, Valda can give you mage armor. She's got that.
Yeah, as you like take off your chain armor, Civ is like, just in case, and like she casts mage armor on you.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, 1 second, I'm double checking here.
And is it 15 plus your dex, right?
I think 13. It's 13 plus
your dex. Sorry, wow, 15 plus your dex.
That would be amazing, actually.
Plus my dex plus my con, because I'm a barbarian without armor.
Oh, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, wow.
That would be a 16, so my AC is still.
Yeah, it will be the same.
Yeah, but like at least you have AC of 16, right?
Yeah.
So.
Hey, tough guy. How long do you think you need to be underwater?
That is true.
Orin is going to shrug and say, "I have no idea why."
All right, no. Just in case, once you go down there, I'll give you an amount of time where I think too much time has passed, and I'm gonna send at you. Like, she's gonna kind of send a spell on you.
Oh.
And just gonna give you like kind of check out and be like, so if you find anything, like get back to me soon.
Yeah.
As well, like if you need to like.
I'm gonna tie a rope around my ankle.
Well, that would also work, but you know, just in case something happens. And
No, I'm tying a rope around my ankle.
No,
like
just in case something happens to the rope. Like a shark bite it off or something.
Why would a shark bite it off? Are you covering in bird meat?
I don't know. Like,
I mean, you're going down.
You're going down. No one knows what would happen down there, so See
So you're
what?
going down from. You're gonna go down with an anchor. You're gonna look like the world's biggest piece of bait.
Yeah.
And we just fought a giant sea serpent. I don't know, man. Like but better
I
without
have a
than.
spear, and I will look. If anyone wants to give me a short sword,
Oh,
if something
let's
big eats me,
see.
I'll cut it up from the inside out. Okay.
Huh. All right, I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna hand you two. I'm gonna spend 2 minutes beforehand and give you 2 bottles of healing elixir, just in case something happens down there, and you know.
Don't know what good that will do in under the water. How do I drink it? But sure.
You have an iron bell, remember?
Yeah, you have an iron bell. That's the whole
It's gonna be a
plan.
You know what? We're wasting time. Let's just get. Like I said, I'm gonna tie a rope to my ankle, tie the thing, tie it to the railing of the ship, and I'm just gonna go down with the anchor.
All right.
Yeah.
Alright.
You see that as you take off your armor, you see actually Davy getting ready as well, and he's like, "I'm going to accompany you."
Wait,
I'm
what?
gonna look at Davey and I'm gonna say, "No, you're not. You are the captain of this ship. You're the only one who can keep the crew in line. If something happens down there, I'm the only one who's lost. All right."
Well, I would listen to you, but I'm already shirtless, so.
You can put your shirt back on.
Or I can jump with you.
Oh.
I was going to say,
Argument.
if I absolutely have to, I do have some supernatural power at my disposal. If I have to, I can make myself resistant to damage. Can you say the same?
I mean, my eyes get used to water.
That is true. That is certainly true.
So-
You don't have swimming speed as normal. Because,
Neither of us do, I think.
well, if you're trained in sea combat. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm not
I don't know if the
that's-
captain is
that's-
trained in
it's
that
just
way.
that-
But, yeah.
I myself, I need to see how long or like how deep this thing may be. If the iron bell is not going to go
You can
lower,
take
you might
a
have to have a
sounding.
different.
Well, first, the iron bell doesn't need to go that far down. I can always swim back to it. Second, sailors can take a sounding. So basically they just stick a tube in the water and they make a sound through it and they listen to see how long it takes for the sound to echo back.
That is
It's a
also
very
true.
primitive form of sonar to see how deep the water is.
Yep, that is also true.
Oh, okay. All right, tough guy. And like he looks at Ranger's going to take the same name as well.
Yeah.
I'll just he sits on the railings, be like, I'll just be ready though.
Yeah, if something happens, then okay. Here's what it's going to do. Orange going to say. Here's the signals basically. 2 tugs on the rope, pull me up. 3 tugs, more slack. A quick series of jerks, get me out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Nods.
All right. If it's one long, steady tug, on the other hand, pull.
Oh, we got a big one, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So.
And he's like, well, you're the tough guy after all. And he gives you like a pat on the shoulder, and he's
Yeah.
going to cast Long Strider on you.
Ooh, nice.
Right. This is gonna work. This is gonna be good. So I'm going down with the thing now.
Down you go.
Yeah, it's like he looks at the crew, is like, all right, but bring down the bell, and like you see like they tugging is like the ropes tugging like under the weight of the iron cast bell, and then what hits it splashes into the water, and then Orin you kind of just jump and then you get into the water.
And I grab on the bell and I go down with it.
Yeah, you stay like within the
Alright.
bell, and you go down 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet, 400
Jeez.
feet,
It's
500
get to a point where I'm going to be crushed by the pressure here if I go any further.
600 feet, and then it stops.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. Well, first, can I say that's a lot of chain these guys have stored up?
Yeah. Because like the thing is, the difference with how Midgard works is that essentially it's not it's different from like let's say our Earth, that right there's like
Mm-hmm.
in the sense the legends and basically how it works is the ocean is essentially endless and deep. So when people salvage things,
Mm-hmm.
like example ships, most often than not they don't really reach the bottom, they just float.
Ah, I see.
So they have to like bring a lot of chains because they're not even sure how many feet they have to go deep. And the bell they have is able to withstand 600 600 feet essentially
Nice.
underwater.
That is super rad.
Mm-hmm.
That is super rad.
So I assume you get out of the bell and take a look around.
Yep, take a deep breath, swim out, and take a look.
You take a look and you look around this. It's very familiar of that void-ish instead, like void, like part of the dream you had, but this time you're in water and it's blue instead of black. And you look around.
All right.
Sorry.
And I'm gonna swim around for a bit.
You swim around and I actually want you to roll investigate.
Okay.
That's an 8.
That is.
You look around
certainly
and
an
you
8.
see that you look up, like in case if you overshot like anything. So far nothing. You look down, and nope. You look downward and you're not really sure what could be, if it's deeper or anything like that. Actually roll perception too. Perception, because the investigation perception are gonna be different.
There we go. Finally.
You see, you roll perception and not roll perception. You look around, like your eyes have to get used to like the darkness of the ocean. It's like there's no light that's reaching here essentially, so you're just relying on like your bare senses. As you hear to the right, like there's just some. You roll a d20 under the water. Like,
You like pull out a dice and it's
Yeah, just like, what do I
you
see?
got a 16 and you're like, oh, that's a 16. You put it back in your bag and then you look around.
Okay, I
The
see a
thing is,
lot.
you hear like off to like maybe a bit to the right, like somewhere in the distance, like water is like shifting in a bit, like someone is like something could be there.
Do I see bubbles rising?
No.
No bubbles. Okay, so it could just be an underwater earthquake.
Mm-hmm. Or could be a fish, or something.
Is the world serpent dead?
No.
Yes.
Wait.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
I thought
good.
we said he
that-
ran away. But
No,
anyway.
the world.
The world
Oh, sorry, the wolf serpent. Yeah, totally.
It's not stunned.
Not the serpent of the storm. Yeah. Sorry, I was a
World
little bit
serpent
caught up.
flew.
Yeah.
I'm looking under the water right now.
You look. Sorry.
I said the world serpent could fly. I'm under the water right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would definitely help you.
Oh, now that you mentioned the world serpent, sorry, this is like just add up where at some points deep underwater you could still potentially see the corpse of the world serpent, but like the scales are falling off already.
Oh.
Just an added thing. So you see like
Okay, cool.
yeah, off to the distance is the world serpent's corpse, and like it takes like a majority of like the ocean.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's actually a pretty cool little detail right there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna swim towards the runway for a bit. I'm gonna keep the ship within sight at all times. I'm gonna be ready to turn and start swimming back quickly if something happens.
You see, so like you've been holding your breath. You kind of just pass by the iron bell. You get some air, and then you go down again. You swim through, and off to the distance, the shifting of water I mentioned. You see a figure, like real perception to see how clearly you can see this figure silhouette. You see a figure off to the distance, about 60 feet away. Oh no, not 60 feet, 30 feet away. Sorry, and it's not moving.
Right, I'm gonna get a little closer.
Oh no.
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you're moving a little closer, and as you get closer, you start to see the figure kind of like sharpen. You're able to see what the details are. You see that the legs, or not really the legs, but the bottom half forms into this sort of like
Fishtail.
this scaly fishtail, but then the upper half goes into a humanoid form.
Oh good, a mermaid. I don't get it. Slowly.
Yeah,
but it's not moving. Its eyes are closed, and it seems like he has sustained wound.
Ooh, was it dead?
It's what now? Is it dead? I'm gonna make
You're
a
not sure.
to see if it's dead.
No. No, not but wait, no, sorry, just go roll. What the hell? No? Roll. You don't know if you're dead or alive. You're not sure from where you are.
Alright, I'm gonna get a little closer now.
Get closer.
A little closer.
Closer. Nothing's happening.
My spear when I get close enough.
You get close enough, you're gonna hit it?
I'm gonna poke it. I'll stab it. With the butt end, not the sharp end.
You like hit it, and then as you hit it, the body moves away from you, but then like the person reacts, like grabs the side, it's like ah.
Right, I'm gonna swim back a little.
It doesn't react. It just reacts from the butt end. Is like it's just floating in in this. It can't move. It seems too wounded to really try anything.
Alright then, I am going to the first thing is I'm gonna use my healing hands, and then I'm gonna get back under the bell. Because I'm gonna need breath.
So you heal and then
I assume I took a breath.
yeah. I'm saying that you always do passes around. Like I'm not saying like just to streamline it.
Breath for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying to streamline things. You've always you always went back and get a breath of fresh air, and then you keep doing this. Essentially, I'm just saying the whole experience took 5 to 10 minutes, including
including back and forth. That's all.
Back and forth, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna use my healing touch on this thing, and I'm gonna restore a bunch of hit points.
Yeah, you heal the hit points, and the wounds start to heal up, and it can finally move, and it sees you like going back to the bell, and it's she swims faster than you, and then she she catches up, and she says thank you, and she looks at the iron bell.
I'll just give a thumbs up, and I'm gonna get into the bell and take a breath.
Right, and she waits, like she kind of taps the bell, and it's like, can you hear me?
Orin is going to nod.
And he's like,
yeah.
Well, I don't see your kind here always. What are the landwalkers doing here?
Advanced drowning.
Hey, can I breathe air? Can mermaids breathe air?
Can they breathe air? I have to double check that.
Yes.
They can?
Maybe.
Can they?
A little bit. And
We don't know.
No, they can breathe air. Okay. So,
Alright, so
but then she's staying in the water. She's more comfortable there.
Ah, I see.
She's staying outside, and then, well, yeah. She asked, "Why are you here?"
Alright, Orin is going to say, we are looking for the Island of Idun, and we have reason to believe that it sinks beneath the waves. So, I am here looking to see if it is. We couldn't find it above the water, so I'm looking to see if it's beneath the waves right now.
And then she looks downward and says, "Yeah, it's deep beneath the waves.
Crap.
In fact, I go there time to time. It's nice to see. But I do need help though."
With what?
Well, these seas aren't exactly safe, and you saw the state I was in.
Yes, we know. We had our own little encounter.
I can help you deal with the sea. I just need someone to protect me as we go to the island.
Alright, I can do that.
And, okay. Just you though?
I should probably let the others know first.
yeah, about that actually. I was gonna just, sending.
Alright, so you're sending?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like,
Send me.
What is happening down there?
well, she's gonna be like, hey, tough guy, what's going on?
Wait, can you send it back?
Yeah.
Can Oren
Yeah,
send
but-
it back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In a likely
Roman,
manner.
remember, Savannah used to do this all the time, don't you remember?
Yeah, but it's through sending stone. I don't know if the spell
No,
works.
through sending spells. You
Okay.
use the spell.
Okay.
She used the spell, that's... Alright, well... Anyway, so what are you gonna send, Rangus? What are you gonna send?
What's happening
She's-
down there?
Yeah, essentially she's like, hey, tough guy, how's it going? Need any help?
Nice.
Alright, Orin is going to reply. Found a mermaid who claims to know where the island is. She needs help. She can take us there, but we'll need help defending her from the ocean. It's underwater.
Oh. I'm going to relay this information to the crew.
Sweet. Mermaid. Can I try to recall this species? To
Go
see
ahead.
if they are reliable, just basically?
Yeah.
Alright. What would it be?
History.
Okay, cool. Nice.
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 Alright, so what do I get?
Usually these types of merfolk are depending on different oceans. In the ocean that the pirate queen was in, or where you resided, or the fleet near the Marauder's Isle, merfolk are. You could say they were actually quite hostile to probably any landwalkers or land people.
Yeah.
Because of how much the ships have been wrecked there, how much basically how much like things has been happening in the ocean, right?
True.
And that's their home. And they were like, for lore, you remember that these merfolk were made by Ran and Aegir, the both god and goddess of the sea respectively, to go protect the oceans. And if you don't hold that in regard, these merfolk are gonna do something about it. But there have been also times where you go off like to other oceans and seas where merfolks are more welcoming and
so
actually,
it's
they're
just
quite-
based on area. So
yeah.
okay, got it.
And most often than not, if you do treat the ocean with respect, they are open to talking with like people from the land
Okay.
and like helping them out.
Cool.
Like there's this one time where your was lost at sea and a merfolk led you back to where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. All right. So I just relay the information I know to Rangus and just says they didn't attack Orin on first sight, so they're probably okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, while I'm doing that, I'm gonna just make a quick insight check. Just to see if this isn't like some kind of a long con or something.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. You can roll
Insight check? Nope.
I suck at this.
Yeah.
You can't tell. It can be a long con, it might not be a long con.
You trust her completely.
Yes, you trust her with your life.
She doesn't have her shirt on. Of course I do.
Yeah. So cool.
And as that happens, they start pulling up the iron bell, and you see the mermaid just following the bell, and like just hanging on as well.
Okay. Nice.
And eventually, the iron bell finally reaches the ship. Like it, not the ship, but like it kind of gets back to surface level, and Orin, you're able to get like an actual like fresher breath of air. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not the type with salty seawater
And
in
you
it.
see, you see Orin finally get like you guys are waiting by the side, and you see Orin get up, and then you see another. You see that finally in light, like she gets up. You see that her skin is this light palish blue, and then you see the hair is actually somewhat like seaweed, and like goes off to the back to her nape, and like goes further until maybe even the back of her tailbone, or what would be a tailbone. And you see that her chest is covered into these like these sort of like coral like material,
Yeah.
and you see that and he has very like pointed nails, and you see that it's like in a way that the forearms also has like these fins as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a she, right? It's a she.
A she.
Okay.
She, and then like her neck where her gills are kind of closes up, and then you see that she opens her mouth, and it's like, okay, it's like I haven't done that in a long time. Whew.
Oh, hello.
Hi there.
Right. Hi, Lady of the Sea. So, Children of Deep Blue. So, what do we owe this pleasure? Sorry, the message we exchange may be it has to be short and swift.
I mean, no, you guys are in surface already, so
Okay.
you're talking at surface, and then she's like, well, I have to owe my life to your companion here, and she like gestures towards Orion. I was wounded deep undersea and thought no one would help me. Luckily, he was there.
I message Oren, you dirty dog. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. Yeah, I will just ask. So, well, we are glad to provide our friends are glad to provide his aid to you. And we heard that you might need our help with certain exploration, dare I say. Or just to remove the obstacles.
She says, well, yeah, I do need help. The thing is, he looks towards Orion and looks towards Rangris. Gives like a closer look, and he says, a son of thunder and a children of air.
Orange just going nod.
Wow. Wait, how do you tell?
Yeah. Wait, do you have symbols on you, Rangris?
I mean, yeah, like I have this little like.
No, do
necklace.
you dangle it out? Like showing it out all the time.
You can ask a lady that, but not yet.
True.
But anyway,
I'm not asking
like,
you in game.
She
Just
has
asking you
this,
as a
like,
player.
He has this
Yeah.
Ken has has the Son of Thunder logo tattooed onto his chest and back. So
I see.
in a similar fashion, you see that she turns around. On her back is a symbol of a hand, and then you see a plant going out, and that's basically the symbol of Idun.
Ah, okay.
Oh. Wait a minute.
So, you are a worshipper of Idun?
Not just a worshipper. I am actually native to the the island of Idun.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That
Ranix is like-
explains it.
Ranix is like kind of like she pulled out a notebook and I started writing down something real quick, like because like, tough guy. That premonition you had, I don't think it's recent at all. Like I think that happened so long ago. The fact that like we're talking to a lady of the sea right now, and she is, one of Eden's children, I kind of think the island sank a long time ago.
And the thing is, she nods, actually, and says, yes. At least 2 centuries ago,
Wait, what?
Idun chose for the island to sink.
Wait, she chose to?
and it will never rise again.
Yes, for that she deemed it was safer deep within the ocean rather than in public on surface level.
Alright, Orin is going to answer. Alright, our mission just got a little harder, but not impossible.
Huh.
The island is still intact, and knowing that there's a son of thunder and the children of air, I can trust that this home or the landwalkers won't harm the ocean or won't harm the island.
Quick question. So, we understand that you face certain danger. So, what are those danger in nature? Can you further describe them? What? Just
The reason why Idun sank a long time ago is because through centuries there was this force of something that I can't really describe, but essentially these creatures rose from the ocean and they do anything to kill Idun's creatures in life. Anything with life or anything related to having energy, they just take. Similar.
Yeah, can I quickly interrupt you? And do they look like, you know? Then I describe Dragir's appearance, like dead corpses, you know,
Ugly as sin.
zombified faces. Just basically, I describe Dragir to her. Do they look like that?
No, actually, they're not undead.
They're not
Something.
undead.
They have these. They're adapted to water. They have these. Let's see. They don't come from undead. They are from hell or anything like that. They seem like they spawned from the very ocean itself.
Oh crap!
Do they look like what we fought before? Like
Yeah,
Something similar.
yeah,
Something similar.
Kotal probably. No.
They're like the deep water version.
Yes. Shit.
And
I mean,
yeah. And then she says, then 2 centuries ago, as the island sank, we were born to life as we are to protect the island.
That
well, I
is-
can't say no to that.
yeah.
I'm on board.
The only question is, we only have one Iron Bell. I know,
And-
Oren, you are pretty tough, and I'm sure you're a good, you know, you perform really well at Battlefield, but this is not your playground. And I'm kind of worried.
She laughs and she says, "It's okay, child. I can help you with this." And she looks at all three. She looks at all three of you, and well, I can make you breathe underwater.
Oh,
That helps.
that'd be
Looks at you
convenient.
four. I mean, Valda's there.
Yeah. Through, you know, magic items.
Magic.
Okay, cool.
Oh, all right.
Alright.
Oh man,
Like,
I don't think my robe is wet either. So,
Well, shall we go? It's like looks towards you, so that they're gonna go down.
Yeah, let's go down then.
yep.
So you guys jump into the water.
Not my first battle in water, but certainly the most interesting one. Yeah, sure, why not? I will activate the runes I picked. You can look it up on my character sheet. I have it in the item list, so
Yeah.
those three
You-
are the one I activated. So,
You guys see
Just
Captain
saying.
Davy about to jump down as well, and so the first mate grabs him on the arm, like, nah, you're staying with us. And then he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I can. Okay, fine.
Nah,
If I
you're
don't
staying
even
with
have a
us.
chance to breathe underwater, this is your fault.
Well, I have a couple of things to ask our mermaid friend before we go. First, we came to the Island of Idun primarily to help our friend Arlen, who is currently unconscious. If we were to
And
somehow bottle some of the water from the island and take it up to him, would it still retain its potency, or does it lose its potency after it leaves the island?
she thinks for a bit, and she says, "Well, what's the problem of your friend?"
I will describe the problem to the best of
He
my
was
ability.
cursed. Yeah. By
Cursed?
yes. By
Well,
over borrowing the power from
It
And
depends. It depends on the potency and the power of the curse. If it's much, then a simple drink or bottle of Idun's holy water won't just be enough.
How about several barrels?
Well, I'm not too sure if I can allow you to have several barrels.
Reason being,
Well, you do understand that it is a holy site. If we give these out to just anyone, then you understand that it seems a bit, I guess.
true, but
But
we do well, not in a just bargaining way, but more like we help each other out, to help you return to your island safely, and in exchange, the crews here have like just a few for our journey. After all, we did fought a serpent of the storm, and it has cost some of their brave lives just to get here. So
I mean, I understand the hardships it takes to get here. A serpent of the storm is something reckoned with, not something not to be reckoned with. But I can't say much, for I'm just a humble servant of the island. You have to speak.
So is there? Due to the structure that I know of merfolks, do I know that they might have a queen or a king or something?
She's about to say who's in charge. Like
Okay,
saying,
cool. Got it.
you have to talk to the tree, the island.
The tree?
Yeah, the tree.
Wrapping
Oh,
my head
that makes
around
sense.
merfolk lore. What is a tree?
It's how
And
do I
even
describe
branches?
this? You see, when the island sank 2 centuries ago, it wasn't just as the island sank, it wasn't as if the land was unkept, where the land animals would just drown. A barrier was put up, and the land is still intact.
Oh, okay then.
And if you go through select caves around the island, walk again on the land of Idun.
Okay.
And the tree there is sentient, and says that he has a direct connection to Idun herself.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Not
Oh,
bad.
in our history, trees are trustworthy.
Yeah.
Yggdrasil does hold
Like-
us up.
Yeah, like Yggdrasil's blessing that we all stand here, so understandable. All right. Well, we'll just wait for Orin to put up his armor, and then we are back into the water, I guess.
Valdo looks like a bit. Civ looks like, "Ugh, we have to go into water," and then she kind of preps herself and she just jumps in. It's like,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Radnik is gonna go back below deck real quick, just 1 minute. She goes back down, and she a minute passes by. She goes back up, her hair's done up in a ponytail. She doesn't have her robes on anymore, but she has she has her Under Armour on. Essentially, it's just it's a one piece.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's like a bodysuit essentially, because she has it under her armor, her robe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So less clothes to get wet, I guess.
Yeah.
And more prepared to just just leap off over the railing, just dive in head first,
Okay.
with staff in hand.
Before that, did we get, did she cast the spell on us already?
yeah, you guys have the spell already. She
Okay,
passes
cool.
it. And she's like, "Ah!"
Oh, she sings. Nice.
Now she sings into this wave of rhythmic humming, and essentially soon afterwards energy fills you, and you feel the energy, but you're a bit hesitant, and then you try to breathe normally, and then you can breathe underwater.
Okay, cool. Was it out herself? No. Just wondering.
No, it's
other spells.
water breathing.
All right,
It's just,
cool. That is.
and everyone has water breathing.
That is super cool.
And she looks at you guys and says, "Well, and essentially says, your friend.
Mhm.
Do you want to try to bring him along?"
I would.
He was talking to about
She's
Arlen,
talking
right?
about Arlen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I'm probably the last one jumping into water, so I'll be like, that's the thing. We are not sure in his condition if he can be moved safely. After all, he is in a critical condition that was just, barely hanging there.
But then she nods. "Well, I guess it must be that dire then."
Yes.
And you see Civ actually say like, "Well, once we actually get to the island, we can teleport back to the ship and then teleport back to the island."
That is true.
Yeah.
We do have that. Does the island, permits for teleporting?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. That is.
Out of character, yes, it does. So,
All right, cool. Yeah, that makes things
Yeah.
easier. Because
Yeah.
usually
You can find a
barriers
hole
would
there.
block that kind of deal. So yeah, okay. All right, then let's go. We are
Then let
just
us go.
going under. Yeah.
And as you guys go deeper and deeper, it takes a while actually. Like it's really deep, and you see that the mermaid's trying to talk with you and says, the creature you were describing before, what are those?
Annoying. What? Oh.
The draw gears. Those are called the draw gears, and they have been emerging all throughout this plane lately. And from the information we gathered, they probably are affected by the rising of hell. Well, the influence under it. Anyway, we do not know what caused this directly, but strange things has been happening across this plane. Yeah.
Well, since I've been down here for so long, we don't really know what happens much on the mainland. We're only concerned what happens to the island. And honestly, the only thing we've been dealing with is these things for the last centuries.
Wow, they're persistent.
Yeah.
They are.
Uh,
We don't know where they came from, and we just do our duty. No questions asked.
So while we're on our way, can you care to describe, since we've been fighting for so long against these creatures, can you tell us maybe the details about these beings? Like, what do they afraid of? How can we normally defeat them in a more efficient way, since you have dealings with them before?
Well, they essentially look like a mix of. He looks at you and is like, is the term human? Human, right?
Yes.
Sure.
They
that
look
is-
like a mix of a very peculiar fish and a human together.
Like,
And-
what other here?
Not the other way around. More just that their entire body is humanoid in nature, while their head is that of a fish.
Damn it! I knew it.
Oh.
Can I do any checks to see if I know this kind of
Go ahead.
creature? What would it be?
History.
History.
Disadvantage though.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Even you don't know this.
12.
Not enough. It's not high enough. Haven't heard of these things before.
Alright, cool.
Have I heard of it?
Oof, have you? I'm sorry, but no, I won't allow you to have this because it's more sea related than religion related.
Okay, got it.
And he says, well, these things. First of all, they speak in a language that none of my compatriots know. Very how you say this, weird the language is incomprehensible. Doesn't seem like it has any rules. And so far, from what I know, some of them are able to cast magic.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is bad news, but we'll deal with it.
That is why we are here.
Yeah. Anything else besides this?
They're not affected by the deep ocean. The effects, they can breathe water.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure doesn't get to them. They can swim as fast as me, and they can attack in packs.
Okay.
Ugh.
That's.
I made the wrong decision to go to a patrol on my own while I got attacked by one of these things. Luckily, they didn't finish me off.
Wow. Lucky guess. Oh, have they gotten inside Eden's Island?
There's been very close calls where these things were able to get to the caves, but the Guardians were able to hold them off.
Oh, wow.
That is good. That is good. One last thing to worry about. Okay. Any vulnerabilities? Any weakness we could exploit?
Well, there was this one time where, it's a story from what I've heard when I was still new to this, was that when they were invading the caves, they were able to get to land, and one of my friends, or at least one of the Guardians there, used fire, and they did not like that. It was more effective than anything else they were throwing at them.
Okay.
I mean, most things don't like fire.
Nice. That is good.
Well, that's a question for us.
That is good. I can switch out the ruins. Yes. Yes.
Well,
that is better.
if we're going to help, that means you're going to be fighting under the water. So, it's like, are we going to be fine, like, fighting these? Or, like, because if they haven't gone inside, my idea is that, like, I'm missing Tough Guy and Zach over here, like, they're going to be in the front lines, like, just floating in the water, fighting off, like, a horde with, like, the other Guardians, right?
Yes.
But, like, you mentioned the pressure and, like, water movement, stuff like that. The question is, like, are we going to be well equipped to help you out?
Yes. Does the spell you cast on us, further provides us with the proficiency to fight underwater?
It's only no. She only gives you the ability to like.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
water.
asking. Yeah.
No, you're still essentially
disadvantage
water.
Underwater. Yeah. With all the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So
all the bells and whistles of fighting underwater.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah. So probably not.
All right.
Well, so we have to make this quick. That's essentially how we should do it. So.
And as you guys are swimming through the water, at least an hour has passed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how deep you've been going.
Okay.
Like actually really deep.
Oh, good.
And eventually, you see this light blue dome come from into view into the depths, and it's translucent, where you can actually see trees and land within the dome.
Okay.
And off to the side, and off to the sides are these like caves that are built like under the land. Like imagine like an island that would be floating in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that underwater, and then there's holes in those like the bottom parts, like the spires.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through them and then get up to go into the dome itself.
Ah, okay, nice.
Oh,
And then she smiles and says, "Well, welcome to Idun, the Island of Idun."
wow.
Oh, and I will be actively looking around to see if there's any
Yeah.
imminent threats. Because
Roll perception. Go ahead.
She was. Okay, fuck. 9.
You know what?
It's dark. It's dark in here. There's
I now have dark
Yeah.
visions, but I don't see shit.
Oren got an 11.
I mean, the sight is just impressive
Yeah.
to see.
It's so breathtaking. You're breathtaking.
Pretty shiny.
Yeah.
I guess I'll also look since we're all rolling.
Nice.
Rangus, you look around and there's nothing to be seem to be in the immediate area, so you keep going downward,
Alright.
until you actually get to the cave, and she's like, "Follow me." And you guys go into the cave, and as you go into the cave, it's like this I would say like 10 feet by 10 feet circular hole. And then the thing is, it would be completely dark if it wasn't for these corals off to the side around the entire hole, like in the different spots into this cave of water that shows like light, and it brights up,
Oh.
providing like this light blue glowish aura around the area. And then as you go through, you see, as you start going to this cave, it starts connecting with other caves to make this large pool of water, essentially. And this is where you start to see fish and like different like life come into fruition, where there's seaweeds, there's plants going all around. And as you look upward, you see that the mermaid's looking upward, and then there's like this one circular hole that's like 10 feet by 10 feet again, and she points upward, and she's like, "Over here."
Okay.
Oh.
Sounds good.
Hey, that coral stuff. What happens if I like touch it?
You touch it, and it's like as you touch it, it kind of actually it's not as hard as you expect. It actually jiggles a bit.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally pressed it. It's fine. Ignore me, please.
Can I break off a piece?
You see that the mermaid looks at you like trying to do, and she's like, "Oh, please don't do that."
Uh-oh.
Uh,
So squishy.
yeah.
Don't break it. I mean, like, we have a lot of like corals and things like that, but we don't like that sort of thing. Please don't do that again.
Alright.
And at this point, you see that essentially this is not like the picture, like everything, but essentially it's the same feeling as you go up and you go to this like this island underwater.
Yeah.
You finally get up, and you see that Orion, it's exactly the same in your dream, and this time just it's a bit bigger, and it's underwater. And you would think you think it would be dark in here, but actually it's full of light, as the dome seems like to be the sunlight in here.
Ah.
And you guys go up, and you see that you guys are in this you see that you're at this part of like the side of the island where you get up, and you're like on like this sandish like beach coastal side.
Okay, I have an idea. Can the Civ cast detect magic and see if there's any ambient magic in the area?
Civ can definitely do that. I think she has to detect magic.
Because I have an idea that in a way we can keep our deal with the good captain and still help Arlen. Arlen's with us, right? Or no?
No,
No,
guys,
Alan's definitely not with us. And I don't think
Okay.
Sif has detect magic.
she doesn't have detect
Yeah,
magic.
because we were talking about this before, and yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have detect magic.
I have Dispel and Arcana that helps.
Yeah, I was gonna take it. But
Here's my plan. My plan is Civ's helmet teleportation is 3 charges. My plan is for us to teleport back to the ship with some water, give it to Arlen. We're going to take something like a leaf from the island so we can teleport back to the island with a bunch of barrels, fill up.
I mean,
yeah, that's the thing she
Fill up each of the
doesn't
barrels.
like.
And then we'll teleport back to the ship with the third one.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the...
I have something from the ship. I have the spear from the ship.
No. We understand teleportation, how it works. It's just that for the merfolks insist we talk to the tree first before this could happen. So we can't just go to the lake, just barrel a large barrel of water.
I'm not suggesting we rob Idun blind.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm thinking of a way to get this done quickly so we can get out of here.
Yeah, that's the thing. We need to. We can't do it quickly because we need diplomacy first. And I think Rangus is trying to say. And I think Rangus is trying to say something. Sorry. Sorry. Just go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I can use Arcana, just to kind of like present like a role here to see like if there's any like residual magic. If you're looking for something particular, I can maybe point it out.
Okay,
But-
I'm looking for abjuration magic that might prevent our teleportation. Because if we can't...
First of all, she already said.
hold
Hold on. She already said there's no, prevention against teleportation magic. So we can totally do that if you're worried about
Yeah.
Okay,
that.
if our diplomacy goes south, then we do have a way to get off the island.
We don't want it to go south. We're still on the ocean. They could chase us anywhere they want. Fuck.
I'm planning ahead. All right?
I know.
Okay.
I understand, but that's the
Hey.
least we want. Yeah, totally understandable.
Right, so you know what?
But, yeah.
You know what? Oren has a 10 for charisma. And he's going to take a backseat and let you guys talk to the island.
I also only have a 10, but I can try to persuade them if you like.
You see as you guys like get up and like you get onto land, you see that the mermaid like kind of like just like tries to get on land but realizes, oh wait, I'm still in my fish form, and like just stays underwater. And she says, well, hold on,
Sure.
it's like he looks around and it's like, oh, there he is. Hey, and then you see like a squirrel like, whoop, and then she like goes to the merfolk, and then it's like, hey there, bud. It's like, hey, can you lead these guys to the tree? And then the squirrel.
Squirrels that used to run up and down the world tree.
Ratatosk?
Oh
Oh, I
man.
don't know. It could be.
Mind
Could be.
blown.
The son of Ratatosk.
Oh.
It's like, and she's like, oh, I got something, and she gets like something from her pack and like gives it to the. Wait,
This is the son of Ratatosk, the squirrel.
a descendant,
Yeah.
probably.
A far descendant.
Okay, I figured it's too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she like he grabs the things like and eats it. It's like, and like looks towards like views like, and then he kind of like runs up around circles, and then he like points towards the center of the, not the center, but like more of like the left side of the island.
All right. That means we follow it.
Let's go that way.
And okay, like, he starts running, and the thing is, he has to run to match your walking pace. So
Well,
Yeah.
I would extend my hand to the scroll and just like, would you love to sit on my shoulder or anything?
it's like it like look it nods left and right, like not really. It's like he prefers to run.
Okay, cool.
And you see like he starts like running, and then he jumps up from left to right, from tree to tree, and it even hovers at some points that it opens its arms and it has wings and it glides.
Ah, flying squirrel, so cute.
And it flips in the air, then goes on the ground, and then it keeps running. And eventually, as you guys walk through, it's an all manner of like just life here, like not just one biome where this time you see an elk pass by, a different deer, even pigs, bars, like you see all manners of life alive in here, and different like berries and trees, fruits even, that like it's not possible to grow all of this together. And then you finally make it to the north, where you see the biggest tree in here, something reminiscent of the world tree, where it has all of this like types of woods together, where it goes into like this coil, like the roots go into like this coil of different woods, into like different like spruce, birch, like it, all these different like woods going together to making this very like nice looking like brown collection of colors. And eventually it goes up into like basically the way for the scale, the tree even like reaches the top of the dome.
Oh, nice.
And then the squirrel like goes up on the tree, and then it's like starting to run around, and then you guys just enter into view, and you hear it's been a long while since visitors have come to the island of Idun.
Who said that?
The tree.
The voice
I'm
just
pretty
goes
sure
straight
it's right.
around us or straight into our mind?
It's not into your mind. It like just goes outward. Like
Ah.
you don't really have a visible like where it's coming from.
Nice. So rad.
Or what is your purpose here, land walkers?
we are here to save our friend. He is in a
Pay back
dire...
the pirates.
Well,
Don't forget the pirates.
oh, that can wait. Someone's life is matters on the line.
Oh, wait.
Can't.
Wait, what?
I think we should.
Rangus, you
Well,
were saying?
Can't.
I don't think we should open up with like help us. It's more like, you know, like the Little Mermaid, like let us to you because you guys needed some help. You know, like let him know that first. Like, yo, like present that we're here to help him, and then we could be like, hey, by the way, like,
Yeah, true.
for this, killing it. Yeah.
I just thought the scroll might have explained that part. Yeah, already. Alright, cool.
How?
And
Yeah.
then you see that
We are bickering.
the tree starts to shake a bit, and then you see like a part of the tree actually comes out to make this like small humanoid figure, as it's like it floats into the air and then like goes down to your level, and essentially it's trying to look as human as possible, but its skin is made out of wood, its hair is made out of leaves.
It's alright.
And it's very
it's
yeah,
the intent that matters.
and it says, will speaking like this be easier for you?
It's a great
It sure feels better. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah, it's essentially like the Deku, that tree from like Legend of Zelda, but this time it goes into like this dryad-ish form, or not really dryad, but like
Yeah, we know what it looks
you
like.
get the idea.
Yeah.
And it says, well, I've heard you're trying to save a friend.
Yes, and also, well, fighting pirates. Anyway, well, but friends
No, I
come
meant
first.
pay back
What? Sorry?
I meant pay back our pirates. I meant pay back the people who took us here.
Yeah.
Remember, we promised them water from Idun's island.
Yes. And also, yeah, what my friends were saying, just well, giving a little bit back to those who'd help us that, traveled this far. So, yeah, we were told that you are in charge, and we would like to see if you can help us on that matter.
Well, I must commune with Idun.
What?
And
Straight
then
line? Wow. Okay. That is-
please.
Just as an
Sorry?
No, I was gonna say just a FYI. Like, I pray to Idun. He might know about the deal I struck.
That's
let
why
him
he's
know-
gonna commune with Idun to see if
Yeah. Okay.
he puts his hand on the tree and like basically himself, and
Yeah.
he closes his eyes, and you see like the green energy within him starts to flare up, and it lasts for. At first it's a minute, and then it lasts for 2, and eventually it lasts for 5, and then he takes his
Rangus?
hand off.
I want to say like Ranix, like in the meantime, she's like popped up on like a journal and like and like started sketching the tree
Yeah.
because she's like gathering information right now because she's like, I've not been here before. I'm getting so much for Ares Temple right now. Like,
Yeah.
And then he looks, the tree looks back to all of you and says, he looks towards Durangris first and says, a seeker of knowledge, and then looks towards Asger and says, a devout descendant, and then it looks towards.
Wait, what?
Well, not you. Sorry, Orin, devout descendant,
what?
not Asger.
Oh,
Sorry.
Big secret
Wrong
reveal! No, just kidding.
He looks towards Asger and says,
A nobody.
not really. He
That's
says,
probably.
He says, a seeker of fate, and he then looks towards Civ and says, he looks and like, maybe I think it's for best I don't speak.
Yeah. We can talk about that.
We know a little too much about her
Yeah.
already. So yeah, I think.
Yeah,
it's,
he looks off to the side. It's like, well, sorry, secrets are a concept that I know very little of. But anyway, I have communed with Idun herself, and then looks over to Rangris and says, "You informed her beforehand."
yep. because I was full of shit. Well, I just want to make sure that she understood that if we did find her, like that she knew that we were coming, and our intentions are, pure. And yeah,
It's polite to alert someone if you want to visit their house. That's all. That's all. I'm just giving you a call. I'm gonna go and visit.
Take your water.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Hey, can we get like a table for 20
Yeah.
at a restaurant?
Can I book a reservation? Damn it.
Yeah. We always just go there just to drink water and leave that.
Oh
Hey, I'm
man.
kind of dehydrated. I need some quick. Okay, so
good shit.
so you see the tree start to sit down on this stump. Like this stump kind of emerges from the tree, and he sits down above you and says, "Well, Idun has talked to me, and I just need to ask one question. You may answer it however you wish. The question is, why do you deserve our help?"
Deserve it.
Rangus, go ahead.
It's not so much that we deserve it. It's that when it comes to, well, our philosophy is this: what we know and what we have, whatever, I guess, whatever, power we have within ourselves to help out the world. It's not that we deserve it. It's more that it's needed for the world as a whole. Any healing that I could be doing with my hands is for the world itself. It's never for a selfish reason. I saw into the dark light of someone's waning health. Like the Valkyries are gonna come for that young man if we don't have this water. But at the same time, I understand that there are some reservations upon just letting me and our compatriots partake in something so holy and so sacred, enough so that Idun herself consigned this island beneath the waves for centuries beyond. But now that I could catch you up on the history that a lot has happened, the world could be in danger once more. One Ragnarok apparently wasn't enough for the world, and another is threatening to come. And right now, we're at the precipice of seeing that in this world, we do not reject any notion of
Rangus, you see the tree put his hand up, and he just smiles and he says, "Child, do not overthink the question. I'm asking why you, collection of people, deserve our help. It doesn't concern the world. I'm asking 4 of you as individuals."
In that case,
as a group or individually?
As a group.
Yeah, as you 4 individually.
Okay.
Well,
so he's asking each of us why we think we deserve their help. Well, why I think I deserve their help, or why you Rangus, think. Yeah, he's asking dividedly. So yeah, each person must provide their own answer.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. For random, you should just say well, I don't deserve anything. It's just someone needs it, and I have the means to help them out. That's really it.
He nods, and then he looks towards the right. Then looks towards
Probably Oren.
Zach. He looks to Zach first, and he says, "How about you, child? Why do you deserve our help?"
Yeah. Well, there's one concept I think one of my friends said is right. I don't think I deserve anything. What I believe is there's no such thing as set fate. Well, there are certain paths a man should walk, but there are certain things that we can build, and that is the path I'm choosing towards. And right now I choose to help my friends, and in return I choose to help you, so that a favor will be delivered. That is why I agree on the agreement with the merfolk lady we just encountered. we agree to escort her here and to help her fight off those hideous creatures. And in exchange, we would get your help for our friend. A
He
fair
nods
trade.
and
Yes.
he looks towards Orin. About you?
I was going to say, I don't. The water is not for me. It's for my friend.
Then
Straightforward.
He's not here defending his worth. The only reason he's not here defending his worth right now is because he's been cursed. He is unconscious, and the curse is slowly destroying him. The only thing that can help him at this point is the waters of Idun.
And
If you
he
do not
nods.
help him, then
And-
I suppose you can live with the death of one man. After all, you've been down here, isolated from the world for hundreds of years. Letting people who could have used your help die. What's one more body on the pile?
And you see him smile and he says, "It's been a while since I've seen humans quite unselfish. Mortals that just want to save their friends. Modest but strong. Humble but confident, as even one would call out the misdeeds and misactions of me, of the island separating itself. I haven't seen these qualities in a long time." He stands up and
There's
says,
no point in hiding. There's no point in hiding the truth.
"For that in some case may be true. Idun thinks otherwise. But he looks towards Rangris and he goes down from his stump and he says, Child of Ur, give me your hand."
Alright, I give him my hand. There you go.
He grabs, like, you see that his wooden hand kind of morphs into like this, like, he grabs on, and then the roots start to like kind of like surround your forearm for a bit, and he closes his eyes and he starts to his green eye, like, you see his green energy start to flare up again, and and his hands deattach, and then he says, "The boy's life interacted with the energies of hell. I see. That's why you brought him here." And then he looks towards Orin and Asger.
Mm-hmm.
"I ask for both of your hands."
I extend my left hand.
Likewise.
And then he grabs both of your hands, and then the roots start to surround your forearms, and the energy flares up again. And then finally, it stops. He lets go and says, "The reason why I asked that question wasn't for what you can do for us or a deal." Sorry, wait, hold on. Someone might enter. He looks off to the side and he sees squirrels coming about, and he's like, "Excuse me."
A squirrel
Okay,
just
time to earn our
came.
keep, I think.
Yeah.
And he grabs the squirrel, like, please go back. And he goes back to the center and says, "Can you choose whether or not you're gonna enter the door? Hold."
He was like, "Damn you, squirrel! Told you not to enter my chamber while I'm talking."
This girl's trying to is clawing at the door, and like the tree opens, it just stands. and goes
Yeah,
away.
just opens and close, opens and close. Oh my god, that's the worst. The guilt tripping actually works.
It's so stupid. Because, like, there's a window on my door, and then there's a that's like waiting by the door. I'm like, "Are you gonna enter or not?" And then anyway, back to it. So he kind of, you see the tree, like, finally, like, he goes back and says, "The question I asked wasn't for what you can do, or what can you do, or what can happen in the future. I'm asking of your character, and From your answers, your characters are evident. Looks towards Rangris, a seeker of knowledge, believing that knowledge can be spread all around the world, and selfless, that despite how much knowledge can be secretive, you believe that it should be shared all around the world, where it can help anyone in need, from the common man to the highest of nobles. Then he looks towards Zach, and he says, your answer was short and concise. You are trustworthy, where if someone were to do something for you, you would do something for them. Where in a time of chaos and distrust, being honorable and holding to your words is something rare. And then he looks towards Orin and he says, you have been through many battles. From the look of your body, the way you look at everyone, and how you perceive the world around you. As the tree that stayed in this island for centuries, millenniums, you see he actually bows his head and says, I apologize for you to having to fight battles that we sadly cannot help in. And he puts his head back up and says, I cannot tell you now, but Idun has plans that concerns us to do this, and dangers that we possibly can't allow to have whatever is in here. Destroy the life of this island would be disastrous for all of Midgard, for a reason I cannot disclose. But that shows one thing. You're steadfast, strong. You fight for Midgard and for its people. And I've looked. When the hands you gave me, I've seen the character of the friend you're trying to save. Arlen. Some would say he's a coward, but in fact I think he's a hero. Despite his cowardice and I guess you could say being scared, he still chooses to fight and still chooses to wanting to be a hero and to be better. He is enough to deserve the healing of Idun and to be healed by its water. And then he stands up, merges back to the tree, and says, you can use the water however you need it. And this tree goes back to sleep.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's awesome. Alright, that actually works.
Conflicting actually worked. Alright, let's grab some water and get out of here.
So
Well,
where is the lake?
Follow me. Oren's going to
Alright.
gesture for you to follow.
guide us.
Got
it.
Tough guy is going to lead you to the center of the island where the lake is, or was in his dream.
Sweet.
You go to the center and no one's really guiding you, but you know where it is. And you finally make it to that light, azure, clear lake. It hasn't lost any color. It's exactly the same, and you feel that its properties are... everything about it's still the same. And then at the corner of the eye, you see a familiar fox nodding its head up and down, approvingly.
Aww.
And sitting there.
There you are. Still not going to drink, huh?
And he's like left and right.
Nope.
Nope.
Thought so.
Or if he's Indian, then that's a yes. No, just kidding. Continue. It's a bad joke. So, barrels? We got them down here, right? Already?
So you guys can teleport back, get Arlen, get the barrels, and then go back.
Yeah.
Alright.
Essentially.
Cool.
So
we're gonna have to take an extended rest here then, if that's the case.
yeah,
Because
you can just dip him in here.
Yeah, we'll just dip him into
No,
water.
no. I mean, for the teleporting thing to recharge, unless you want to swim back with barrels of water that could get destroyed.
Wait, what do you mean recharge?
The
It's already
helm of
recharged.
teleportation has three
Yeah, it
charges.
has 3 charges. What are you talking about?
So we teleport back to... Okay, so we teleport back to get Arlen in the barrels.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
teleport
then
back
you
here.
teleport back to the island, and then
Yeah.
you can teleport back to the ship. You
Yeah.
have enough charges to do everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's good.
can totally work it out.
You know, if Civ was here, I would have continued on, but You want to save it for next session?
Sure,
Yeah.
why not? Or if there's anything else, we can, scout or do anything beforehand, before entering epic combat or something.
As of now, there's really nothing left but Arlen's healing for this session, but
Okay, cool.
essentially that's it.
All right.
At the very least, though, I do want to say, like, I do have, like, 3 flasks. Like, Ranagers has, like, a bag of holding and chest stuff. Like, if I could just, like...
Are you gonna get like 3 water? Like, are you gonna fill the flask? Okay.
Yeah, I
You
have
have
3
3
of that,
bag of holdings? That's amazing.
Just the one, just the one, just the
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say heads up, don't be too greedy, okay?
Yeah.
No. I only have the 3 and that's it.
Alright, so... I'm just gonna say we're gonna end it for now, and welcome to the Island of Idun, everyone.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's amazing. The journey has been awesome.
The Atlantis episode.
Yeah.
Man, it was actually pure RP. That was really fun.
We didn't touch the. We did touch the dice a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
but it
awesome.
was just for like checks.
That was on point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Island of Idun. I love
Oh.
making this island. It was
By-
really fun.
Yeah. By the way, I just wanted to ask Oren. So do you like to have the serpent's tongue? Because I
What?
the great sword with the 2d6 flame tongue property.
I'll keep it. Yeah, it's a good backup weapon to have.
Yeah.
I'll just keep
Also,
it,
it's
like, on my
silver.
back, you know?
So also it's made of silver. So
If it's magic, that's fine. It doesn't need to be silver. I can still hurt them.
yeah, true. I'm gonna post it. So it's
I can
called
understand.
Serpent's Tongue, Silver Flame Greatsword.
It's a flame tongue greatsword, right?
Yes, that's the one. I can't use it, but I'm not really good at it, so I figure you are better off using it. And people, now I can inscribe runes on your bodies and make you powerful. And yeah, those are awesome. So I'm gonna post the stuff I can do for you. Ruins. You guys can read it out. I think ruins. There's 6, 7 of them. There are a lot of them. So yeah, you guys can read and determine which one you think it'll be helpful for your journey. Remember, you can only have 3 on your body, and you can't have the same on you twice. So yeah, just try to figure it out, and I will be your tattoo artist. We can share the tattoos. Yes.
Tattoo artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Duh. But yeah, those are the things I can help you with.
That was a fun session of
Yeah,
peeing.
that was really cool. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh man.
But honestly, though, the Island of Idun has to be one of my favorite creations, just as a just a GM. Like,
Yeah.
oh god,
I was
makes me like.
I was kind of worried that the tree might not agree. He would be like, "No, piss off. We're closed. Just like don't ever think about it." That would be.
I mean,
that would be
just
horrible.
remember that Idun was one of the gods that had like goddesses that went out of its way to heal Midgard after Ragnarok.
Yeah, but she
They're
also, kept this place closed for centuries. So,
Yeah, but that's for a completely separate reason.
yeah, I know, but complicated message, just
Yeah.
like,
But like basically Idun is not like she's willing to heal
mhm.
people, but like you have to be proved worthy. So essentially, that's like the basis behind it.
All
And
right.
like you guys have done already so much, like basically the whole like tree tapping thing. Basically, like kind of he probably like peered on like your experiences as a
Yeah.
person, and
Ye-
like knows okay these people are worthy of our help,
Yeah.
and they won't misuse our guidance or whatever like that.
He used detect thoughts on us. Yeah.
Well, something like that.
Something
just
like
a
that.
bit, something like that. Just a bit more intrusive,
Yeah.
a bit less intrusive.
Yeah. Which is cool.
But yeah,
All right. Oh man, those fish fellows, they're quotas, right? I mean, am I right? Am I right?
Oh wait, what are you talking about? Wait, what?
No.
What are you talking about?
As a player, I was like,
Jonah.
yeah, typical villains. I know.
Did someone steal my notes? Hold on. Excuse me?
Yeah. But seriously, that was pretty amazing, the whole journey. I was thinking we might have, one encounter along the way, just before we reach the island. Just one. Probably underwater battle. Yeah. Probably underwater battle. And it's going to be tough for us because,
Actually, now that, DM mentioned how the island is formed and how actually they do get in, and the fact that how we got into they actually just get into the tunnels. So we just actually get tactical with it and actually set up a choke point and force them onto land and fight them on our terms.
That's the thing. The merfolk was attacked underwater, and there is no advantage point in water, because we're surrounded by waters. Unless we found a huge rock or something. Yeah.
Well, that's because she was out scouting though. She wasn't in home. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would imagine along the way because she was attacked, on the premise, so they might show up and just we're gonna wreck you, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
They're gonna try to wreck us. They're gonna get a very big. They're gonna get. They're gonna be in trouble if they try that. Let's just say. Because
I'm not that confident fighting underwater, especially under armor. It's you do know that every attack has disadvantage, right? And
unless you have a spear.
Yes. Unless you're proficient. First of all, you need to be proficient with that weapon, which me and Oren is fine.
I am.
Yeah. Which us, we are fine. But second of all,
magic.
Yeah. Magic and stuff. And there is no... our speed is reduced, Our speed is halved underwater.
Sim has magic.
Yeah, but, verbal...
Magic.
I also have magic, but I'm not that confident. Yeah.
Well, look, there's also one thing I thought about though. We don't have to think about it directly as we have to go 1v1, duel me, newbie, scrub, that kind of fighting. Consider the fact that isn't Midgard Jr. just a weapon, just a lightning weapon essentially?
Yeah, I have Mjolnir Jr. I can just stick it in the water and activate it and fry it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just to kind of cut down the numbers and stuff like that. Plan ahead and stuff like that. We could set up traps knowing that they're gonna be coming around and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah. Just
huge inconveniences to lessen the numbers and make it just as tough for them to get to us.
Yeah, definitely. It's just random encounters and preset, fights are different. So I was afraid of the previous one more. I have no worries if we have it all set up. I was just worried that we might get caught up, during the middle of the water and was just surrounded. That would be the worst. Yeah.
About random encounters, and Justin, take notes. Random encounters are just meant to drain player resources. They're not actually meant to do any serious harm. It is considered poor form to kill a player character with a random encounter. Well, it's to do a TPK with a random encounter.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just being honest, I did plan encounter, but then when I just looked at it, I was like, I mean, what's the point? I'm just gonna throw it out because honestly, it's not gonna amount to much.
Yeah,
and because you guys are just gonna get there, heal, teleport in and out. So I'm okay, you know what? It's fine. And I didn't want to kind of drag the session on when it doesn't really need to be.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you could say it wouldn't be dragging on because you'll fight these time, but I figure that it would be better in a more better fashion, and it's just not a random thing.
Yeah.
And there's actually some plot lines that I do want to introduce in a more proper form, so it's probably better this way.
With our wizard coming back.
Yeah.
I am a wizard too, right now. Just a really, really low level dude with a little bit of magic.
Was
Oh,
it
man.
junior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like
I
an
mean-
apprentice at this point. Just studying under, Civ. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go, guys.
All right, cool.
alright.
Awesome
Really, the game-
sessions, man. Thanks.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
Good
really
session,
fun.
dude.
Later,
Alright.
later.
Bye.
Good game.
Bye.
Good night.